Okay, back on the car for a little bit. I got all the stuff done that I'm going to do. Oil pressure sensor, all the stuff, things kind of wired to the motor. Basically could start it if I want to. But we got some really good weather here. So I decided to jump over onto some paint. And another thing I did yesterday, I've got to go get exhaust made. So I measured these. These are the ones that were on the car originally. I'm just going to go have some new stuff bent, basically to make little drops, header drops out of them. And you can tell they were probably too close to the ground at one time. So I think I'm going to try to raise them up. And I put a small starter on, so I should have plenty of room for that. Anyway, back to this. These are the pieces that I had. And if you've been watching, you remember, I blocked all this stuff last year. These have been sitting here all winter, most of the summer. Shrunk all they're gonna shrunk, and they held up pretty good. They didn't do anything. I had put one last coat on, and I can't remember if I did it, sanded it, whatever. So anyway, I just gonna sand it again real quick. It literally took me 10 minutes. I just used 320 and just a light little, I basically just took the orange peel off because you can see when you're sanding, it gets a different color there. So really just one swipe across here and it's ready. I may have done 400 already, I don't know, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it real quick again. And I'm gonna paint these outside pieces while I've got good weather. So the way I do is I'll sand, I'll just wet sand this, and then when I paint, I'll do the bottom. But when I first paint these, I'm going to do the bottom and then flip them and do spray again. Because the bottom side I don't buff or anything. And you kind of have to, once you do that with this Glamour Clear, it stays fairly soft. That's the PPG stuff, soft clear. If you were to flip this door with clear on it and just set it on here, you'll leave little indentations. If it was just not cut and buffed to a show finish, you'd never notice it. It basically creates a little orange peel in it. So you gotta time everything to where this is the last thing you do. So I will probably paint the bottom side and then work on getting the glass and things like that in, because I'll tape all of this at that point on the bottom side, and then I can just spray this and it's done. I don't know, sometimes I'll change my mind, whatever. Fenders just need a wet sand. They're ready to paint. And that's it. I'm just gonna be working on this stuff for a couple days. And that's it. I've got these to do, but I'm not gonna do any of the plastics until I'm closer, probably in a couple months. Because I put the flex stuff in there and that stuff will come out. So I want to do it as late as possible. Anyway, that's it. Bye. Okay, got the underside of the trunk lid and the door jambs painted, and kind of hard to see, but it was a good day for painting because there was no dust in the air. Everything just laid down. No trash in anything that it looks like, because like I say, sometimes it just works out that way. So I'm gonna flip these over now and wet sand and then spray the outside pieces, and just to keep from trying to do it all at once. I may just do those 3 pieces and then save the hood and fenders for next time. That's it. On to wet sanding. Okay, got 2 doors and trunk lid painted, and it was just easier to do a couple pieces. Not worried about matching because solid color, but again, it was a pretty decent, I mean, it laid down pretty nice. I got one little bitty on this door, one little bitty run this way. It was a hanger. Reason is I had a bug land in it, and of course the bug had to land right above the driver's side door handle. So once I plucked it out, laid a little more clear in there, knowing I'll buff it out. But everything turned out pretty nice. So the red is there on those. Now I will start do the fenders and probably the hood. And I've got to do the filler panel on the back. After that, the only thing I've got are nose, spoilers, and I got to do a little primer work on those, like this I've got to get done in primer. So I want to get as much paint done as I could quick. And then this stuff can sit and dry for a month. And while I do the other pieces, then I can, buff those out. So I like to let stuff sit for a while after I paint it. And then like today, tomorrow, where I'm gonna run down and do some exhaust stuff. But that's it, just a quick little ad. That the paint came out, doesn't appear to be anything drastic or, the old crap moment when you walk out and see a big mistake or something. But turned out all right. And now I'm on to the other stuff. Okay, so got a few things done. Hood's painted, trunk doors, just not polished yet. I've been working on putting the exhaust in the car. Got the original type with the walker, the end, and I guess you'd call it an intermediate piece, and then the muffler. So I can get all that mounted. And I've got the drop pipes up front. All I need to do is fill in between. That we don't have to drive the car down to a shop. Kind of needing to do, I've got the front fenders to do, to paint. And while I was moving things around, I'm like, well, I got a couple small pieces I need to paint besides the plastic. So I went and dug out mirrors, all the end pieces for taillights, turn signals. And if I'm going to be spraying anything, I might as well put these pieces in epoxy now. And then I pulled every mirror apart that I had, basically because the glass on the mirror on one was good, the housing was bent, and so I ended up swapping them out. And then obviously I broke 2 of the screws when you're pulling these things apart, then had to drill them out. So I'll end up swapping those around. Actually, you just accumulate. I got 4 passengers, 3 drivers, a crap ton of turn signal lenses. And again, I'm just going to be getting rid of stuff. See anything you need while I'm bouncing around, just let me know. Because I'm just going to get rid of a bunch of stuff. I think there's not much to that. I'm about caught up. Or you're about caught up. Got a little bit of dry spray right under this lip. Everything else is shining. And you know, that's gonna bug me. See how dry it is right there? That's gonna bug me, so I'll either just retape that off, and then when I'm doing clear, I'll just shoot a little bit along the edge. That'll probably be fine. That's it. I ordered some lock kits and things, but as far as getting anything major done, it's just been that. Just got these pieces painted, and I want to get them done because this is now halfway through June. I want that stuff to be dry, and I'll poke it out in the sun here soon. And I guess it really doesn't matter because this car ain't going to be ready for this year. It'll be into next year. So I can let that sit as long as it wants to. It's painted. It's warm weather. I got it done. I can buff it in the winter. So that is that. It's kind of a jumbled video because I was just bouncing back and forth between things to get done. That's what I got.